Hello, it's me David. Today I want to show you how to install WordPress on Cpanel without any script installer, but just installing WordPress. So what do you do? For me, you can see here that I've already logged into Cpanel. So you have to have your login details to Cpanel. Then you go to WordPress and click Get WordPress and click Download WordPress. So here it will start downloading, but you can see that I already have it here. So if I go to my downloads, it is here. So I've already downloaded it. Now, after downloading it on your computer, just go to your Cpanel and you go to File Manager. So this domain over here has some sites on it. I'm gonna put them in subfolders so that I can upload WordPress, but you can as well delete them. For me, I don't want to delete them. I just want to leave them there. So I'll create here a subfolder and I'll name it moved. So after that, I'll select this up to here. Yeah, I'll select those, then I'll click move and I'll type moved here to mean that I'm moving all of these selected items to the moved folder which I created already. Now, having done this, let me first check the domain, and you see. So the domain is jimbo.gb.net and it shows cool site on it. Now it doesn't show any site, it just shows the other folder which I can click to see the subfolders and so on. Now I want it to show the WordPress if someone goes here. Now what I'm going to do, I will click upload here and then select files and then choose WordPress this, and it will upload, and it has uploaded. So now I can click here to go back, take me back to the file manager, and the file I've uploaded is this one. So now I have to unzip it by selecting it. You click on it once, then click extract, and then click extract files. It is done. It has created a file here called a folder called WordPress, and inside it there are contents. Now if we leave it this way and we go to our website, to this domain, and click jimbo.gb.net, still we can't see the WordPress site, but we can see the contents of this at the root of the root directory of the website or of the domain name. Now, what do we have to do? We enter in WordPress by double clicking it. Then we select all files and we move them. Now, this time we are moving them to the root, which is public HTML. So we delete this WordPress name and then click move files. Now they have moved. Now, even if we have the WordPress folder or directory, it is empty. What next? Now, after doing all of that, still if we go to our domain, we shall see this. This is the WordPress installer. Now, if we click continue, it needs us to have a database name, a database username, a database password, database host, and a table prefix if we want to run more than one WordPress in a single database. We can separate the different WordPresses in the single database using table prefixes. So I can't click let's go until when I have these. I can still click let's go because I'll be presented with the fields where I have to put this. So I can do this. So this is where I'm gonna put these things. You can see by default, the table prefix is WP underscore and then localhost. This one is also always like that. So we also need a password, we need a username and the database. So what will I do? I'll go back, Cpanel, tools, then I'll look for databases here and I'll click databases, then I'll click manage databases. After clicking manage databases, I can say I have some databases here which have some content in them, so I don't want to destroy them. What I'll do, I'll just put a database name here. I'm gonna put test, and after all, I'm going to delete it after this session. So I have got this. I'll copy it and put it somewhere. Usually I open a website called the paste.org and I just paste my things temporarily. So I've put the database name. Now I need the database username and the database password. So those are the ones I am going to create, and you have to go down over here. So I'll just say test user and I'll click this password generator. I'll copy the password. I'll take it here on over here. I'll come back to this and then I'll select I have copied this password in a safe place. Then use password. Now I can create the user. Now I also have to get this user somewhere. So here, this is the database name. Now I have the database user and the database password. Now it's not yet done, so I click back. So in as much as I've created this database here, you can see that privileged users, here the column has nothing, to mean that there is no user who is assigned to use this database. So I'll go ahead, scroll down, and this section under add user to database, I'll select the user, and then I'll select this database is already selected. Then I'll click add. Now I'll select all privileges. You have to know what you are doing to select all privileges, but for me I'm doing this because everything I'm doing here is temporary. The time people see this video, I would have deleted all of this, so it won't affect me in case they want to hack anything. All right, now I'll click make changes, and changes have been made. Now I'll click go back. Just to be sure, I'll check this section, and you can see that this section shows you that there is a database with this name, 0 bytes, and test user has been added to this database. So now that's all. Now I can go back to the installation of WordPress. I'll copy whatever I put here. This is the database. I'll put it here. That's the database name. Then database user, I'll copy this and put it here. Then I will copy the password and put it over here. Then I'll click submit. So now you can see the message here. All right, Sparky, you've made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. If you are ready, time now to run the installation. So I'll run the installation. The moment I see this, it means the database details I've provided are correct. Now here I can put the site title. The site title usually appears here. Now I'll put the username. I can say admin, but it's not recommended. Then the email, I can just say mail@davidofug.com. Usually, if it's a new website, I click discourage search engines from indexing this site because I don't want the site to be indexed with dummy content. I want the site to be indexed with the proper content. So after designing the site, putting in all the content, fixing the permalinks, putting in SEO settings, that's when I turn off the discourage search engines from indexing this site. Now I can click install WordPress, but I have to copy this password because this password is the one that is going to enable me to log in to the WordPress dashboard. So I'll click install WordPress and it has installed. How many minutes did it take? So now I can put admin here. Then I can put the password that I copied and log in. Now, after doing that, if you are very new to WordPress, your content can reside here in posts or in pages. What I suggest is that the pages take static content like the content that appears on the home page, on the About Us page, on the Services page. But if you have something like news, it's important for them to be put in posts because news you can have an archive of news, and usually WordPress themes come with an archive of an archive that displays post content. So it will pull a lot of posts and then it will display them. Now, the other thing that is very vital is to go to settings, reading. Now here is where you set your home page. If you want to show your latest posts, for example, if I click visit site here, you see what it shows. It shows hello world. Now I'm gonna go inside the site to in posts here, and I'm gonna add a post. So test post 1, and then this is a test post 1. So I'll save this. I'll save this, publish. Now if I reload this site, I expect that this post is gonna be here. You see that? So we have the latest post at the top and the other post for the other posts following. This is when, if you go to settings, reading, if your site is set to your latest posts, that is what it's gonna do. But you can also say a static page, and you'll be given a chance by WordPress to select the page. So I'll go with sample page. WordPress comes with a sample page. You remember the setting about search engine, discourage search engines? It's also under reading. So when you are done building your site completely, you will find it there, and you can turn it off, save settings to launch your website. But that's not what we want. What we want for now is to set a static page. So save changes, and after saving changes, we can go to the site. You see what is there, but it's going to change. It has changed to sample page. So now if I went to pages and changed this sample page, the content, I can just call it home, and I can just when WordPress has a block editor, so I'll use a cover here and just say I'll pick samples from here. I'll pick something like this, and then I can save. Now if we go to the site, it is looking like this, but if I reload after changing what I've changed, you see what it's showing. You see, this is what's showing. This black thing, I think, is coming because of this here, which I can just click here and delete it, then save, then go to WordPress, and yeah, this is it. Now if you want to change this website, you the way it looks, you can see we have the site name here, we have the menu there, then we have this title here. Maybe that's not how you want it to appear. So one thing you have to do is to install themes. So you go to appearance, themes. There are many free themes in the WordPress repository. These are the default ones that come. So I usually delete the oldest. I'll delete 2023, and I leave the current, which is active, and one which is inactive for fallback reasons. In case this one fails, my website won't completely fail. It will. WordPress will fall back to this. But the reason we are here is to add a new theme. So I'll click this. You can upload a theme if you have theme files, but also WordPress will show you many themes that are on the WordPress repository. So I'll choose Astra and install it. So now after installing it, it shows you it's installed, but it needs to be activated. If to be sure, I can just go back to themes, and you can see that now we have 3 themes, but this one requires to be activated if we want the site to use it, or this one. So but we want this one, so I'll click activate. And after clicking activate, you can see that some things here have changed. Many things have been added: design, customize, widgets, menus, theme, file editor. So, but let's first look at the home page of our site. You see the home page has changed. The yellow thing has gone away because it was brought by the old theme that we've deactivated. The other thing is that you may want to add more pages, so you can go to pages and click add. Maybe you want to add a services page, so you type services, then you can put the services you want. I hope those are our services. Then I can click publish and save. But you can as well, instead of doing it that way, you can click add here to add blocks, and you can add something like a group. A groups can give you columns, rows, and whatever. So if you want columns, you can use that. Now you can add to this group, you can add a paragraph. Say this is the description of talent placement, right? Something like that. But you can see that this is not fully well designed. So what you can do, you can click this document viewer to show you this row, and this row has one item, but we wanted 2 items, so we can duplicate that by right clicking on it. Then the context menu will display, and then we can change it. We wanted to put these to be headings of these services, but we need to do something extra, which could be, we can get a container. Oh, the container is not there. We can get a column, so we can use columns, and we choose one. Then can go over here and we can bring it here. Then in this column we can put in that paragraph. Then we can duplicate that column, delete this paragraph which is outside them. So we have this paragraph and this paragraph both in different columns. You can even right click the columns to rename them and select, save, and you can rename this, right, save. Now this one gives you more liberty to design. So for example, if I click right and click these styles, I can give it a background. You see that the text, I can change it to white, and then I can also add some paddings, you see, something like that. Now I can also bring headings by clicking here. I can get this heading and drag it in here, and now this will become digital skills training. Okay. Also, I can change its color when I click on it. When you click in it, this pen on the right changes to the context of that block. Now I can change its color to this. I can align it to the center like that. And now I can also do the same thing for this. So I'll just right click this. I'll click this column, then I'll click these 3 vertical lines, copy styles, and then I'll click this left column, and its context menu will appear. Then I'll click the 3 vertical dots and say paste styles. I don't know why this, yeah, it has brought that, but I've just allowed, I don't know what it meant. Now I can just put talent placement. Then I can change the color, and also this color has to be white. Yeah, so this word here has to change to digital skills training. Now I can save, but let me remove this and just have that. Now I can save. Now I can come to the site and reload. So you see services is here. If I click it there at the services. So And down here, they show you that Astra WordPress theme. The site is powered by Astra WordPress theme. If you don't want that to appear, you have to go back to the dashboard. Then I think you click customize. Yeah, footer is here. Now footer, you can click this to edit it. Yeah, the content of the footer is here. If I hover it, the content appears, and here it is. So I can just remove this and publish, and that's it. You can even change more things when you click design. You can change more things here. If you upgrade Astra Pro, you get more things, but I think for starter websites, these settings are enough. If you go to header is this section over here. You see here, you can add the site logo, and you can also decide to do what. I don't see where you can just show the logo without the site title, but it should be possible. Maybe you just turn off this inline logo and site title, and maybe the logo will display alone. Don't forget that if you are done, let me first publish, cancel here, publish over here. Then if you are done editing everything and you feel like you should publish the site, don't forget to go to settings, reading, and turn on. Remove this, save, for search engines to start indexing your site. But there's also something important here called permalinks that is worth looking at. You see, your website will have this sort of, by default, will have this sort of permalinks. But for example, if I go here, okay, this is okay. But if I wanted to display posts, I believe the URLs will be complicated for users. So it's important you can change the permalinks to post name, then click save, and you'll be done. Now go to the top right, click log out, and get out of the site. So that's how you can install a WordPress site on Cpanel without any script installer. Thank you very much. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.